Hello, so we are away for the weekend. We're going on adventures, we're going hiking, we're gonna go find a waterfall with a swimming hole that should be super fun. And I'm taking you along with me, doing an adventure vlog, reading some books while I go. So I've read halfway. It was a 5-hour car ride, so I read half of Darkwater Daughter, and so far I love this. So this starts off following Mary, who's a storm singer, so she can control the weather with her voice. She can sing and call down rains and stuff, which is just awesome. She's so cool. This is exactly the kind of myth I want to follow. Then we also follow Samuel, who is a pirate hunter. He's not very interesting yet, so I don't have anything to say about him. But the book starts off with her being captured, and then she gets captured again. She gets free and gets captured again by some pirates, and then she's continually, it's just moving. The plot is continually moving because she's in a desperate situation and she is trying to get out of it. But on top of all that, she also finds out that her mother, who she's been separated from, this is an adult novel, she's grown, but she still is looking for her mother, who she hasn't been in contact with for a while. Turns out that Mary also might know where she is, and so she's also trying to pursue that thread. And she has to work with and interact with several people in order to accomplish these goals, but also there's these little lore drops that happen at the beginning of each chapter, so you get to learn a little bit more about different creatures in the world that Mary will inevitably interact with, or different aspects of this world and the magic that we're slowly learning about, which I love. I think that these little lore drops are so cool, and I love these, especially the magical interactions that she has. I'm really enjoying. Anyway, it's not blowing me away or anything, but for a fun adventure on a quick trip, it's perfect. And it's dealing with the kind of magic and lore that I just happen to be really drawn to, which is elemental magic, something that is very similar to siren kind of magic. Like this is my jam. So really strong start. Good morning. We are about to start our day 2 hike, and I wanted to check in real quick before we get all dirty and sweaty and probably swim some more. I haven't finished Darkwater Daughter. It's like 450 pages, so it's going to take me a minute to finish it, but I have started an audiobook that I can update you on. It's called The Fisherman. So this is horror, and I didn't know anything about it. I watched another booktuber, I'm sorry I can't remember who, recommend it a long time ago, just put it on my TBR, and then whenever I was picking out books for this trip, I was like, nautical horror should be good, because I knew I was going to be doing some swimming in some natural streams. I like themes. So I don't know anything about this book, but already it's not what I was expecting, even though I had zero expectations. So we follow these 2 men so far who have both recently lost their spouses, and they are in mourning, but they're also like readjusting to new life, and they're also really passionate about fishing. So far, I finished part 1. So far, it is day-to-day office life, going fishing, interacting with one another, talking about grief, talking about continuing normal family normalcy in the midst of your grief. Plus, every now and then there are dreams and visions of their wives haunting them and like warning them of stuff. And now they're gonna go fishing. One of the men, not the main character that we're following, but the companion, has decided that he wants to fish in Dutchman's Creek. That's what it was called. He decided that he wants to fish in Dutchman's Creek. And our main character, there's something that's kind of going off in his head that he's like, that feels wrong. I don't know about Dutchman's Creek, and I know about all the fishing places in this area, but it still feels wrong, even though I don't know about it. So he feels weird. They go to a diner. The guy at the diner is like, "You're going there? Okay. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about the deaths that happened there. Let me tell you why you shouldn't go there." So they're gonna go there, and that's gonna be part 2. So far it's very slice of life. Something perilous is coming. Something creepy is behind everything. Every now and then horror, but mostly we're building to something. So I'll let you know how it goes. So far, I'm intrigued. That's what I can say about it. I'm intrigued. It's an interesting start, but I'm into it. I'm not into fishing necessarily, but I do like reading about people who are passionate about something and know a lot about that something. So yeah, I'll let you know. Hello, I'm home and I have finished the 2 books that I was talking about in this vlog, albeit briefly, but I have finished them both and we will talk about them, starting with The Fisherman. I didn't like it. So this is a horror book. I listened to it on audio because it's no longer available on physical. I don't think it's available on either, actually. So that was my only option. And the audio was perfectly fine as far as, you know, quality, performance, all that kind of stuff. It was a weird book. It was a really weird book. So it starts out with these 2 men who are widowers and who are going through day-to-day life as fishermen, bonding over their shared love for fishing and working through their grief together. Not in words, but rather just through their shared struggles and shared love for fishing. So it was this very slice of life, very slow, mundane, non-horror beginning, but also kind of interesting, a little bit interesting. And then it like builds up to something horrible that's a coming, and then just takes a sharp left turn, and it's like, let me tell you a story. I think in the last clip I told you that we were about to hear a story where the owner of the diner was telling them like, "Hey, do you know about Dutchman's Creek? Let me tell you." And so I was like prepared to listen to his story and prepared to go into Dutchman's Creek, but instead it's like this crazy long meandering story within a story that we hear for way too long. And we finally get into the actual substance of like what we've been building to. So it's kind of like a 3-part novel in ways, and like it's so weird because the 3 parts do build on each other. So it like works, but at the same time, it felt so long for what it is. The horror elements were very good. Like they were very well done, where there were times, like it was like this existential dread that I felt while reading it. And there was one scene in particular that actually made me physically nauseous to listen to. So, and the depictions of the horrible things that were happening were horrible, but then also there were weird things happening, like really, really weird scenes that I just had to sit through. I don't know. I don't want to like describe the horror and describe the things that happen, because that is definably a spoiler for a horror story. It was weird, man. It got weird. It got really weird. I think that if it were a novella, it would actually be a killer novella, but it just went on really, really long for what it was. And I don't know, I didn't really like it. It just didn't work for me. I looked at some of the reviews on Goodreads and people love this book, so still maybe check it out, but it didn't work out for me, personally. However, Darkwater Daughter was a hit. I really enjoyed this. I don't think that this is something that's groundbreaking or something that, you know, the whole world is going to make their new favorite book, or that I'm going to make my new favorite book, but for a fun adventure in a really interesting world with a lot of really cool nautical lore, this was killer. Like, I really liked this. This follows Mary, who is a storm singer. She has the ability to sing and control the weather. She can control storms and winds and rains, and it's killer. And she isn't trained in this craft, but because she's been taught, you know, conceal, don't feel, push down, don't let them know. And then she is captured by pirates, and it's, oh my goodness, it's a ride. It's like nonstop. We're always jumping, we're always moving, we're always making progress. I'm more of a slow-paced, really let scenes breathe kind of reader personally, so it was a bit more fast-paced than I tend to like, but I also think that the pacing really fit this particular story. But oh my goodness, the swashbuckling fights, the on-land fights, the lore that was built into this story, either with the little lore drops that we got before each chapter, or with the way Mary would interact with the creatures and learn about her relationship to them. Oh, so cool. And then the other perspective is Samuel, who's a pirate hunter, and his perspective is considerably less interesting to me, but about halfway through we got a reveal about his character and a relationship that he has with someone else that added a lot of intrigue to him and added a lot of world building information as well through his perspective that I really, really liked. It was just really exciting. It was just a really exciting, fun nautical adventure. Was it groundbreaking? No. Was it the next best thing? No. Was it fun? And will I be reading the next one? Oh, yes. And it was a really quick read. It's 450 pages, 460 pages, but it's also just like very fast-paced, very easy to read. I thought it was great. Anyway, we just went on a quick 4-day trip, 2 full days of hiking, 2 days of travel and chilling a little bit. I did still want to share this with you because, I don't know, I like adventures. Thought you might like it too. Still making it bookish because I still read while I was on the adventure. If you like this kind of content, consider following my review channel where I post weekly vlogs and we go for a lot of hikes, so there's always footage of that. Probably too much. I hope I'm not exhausting people with my hiking footage. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Chat with me about any of these books or about the trip in the comments if you feel like it. I post videos every Monday and Friday on this channel, Tuesdays and Thursdays on the review channel, which is linked in the description. I'll see you again soon. Bye.